5 years ago, we introduced a vision for social and ecological transformation big enough to save our planet, the Green New Deal. The critics jumped against it immediately. They said it was an impossible dream, too impractical, not serious enough, and they were wrong. In the last 5 years, we have made major strides in tackling the climate crisis and creating millions of jobs by building together a diverse coalition of people committed to a better future. From community organizers and frontline climate advocates to labor organizers and everyday working people, we are winning with a movement that rejects the dystopian future and is committed to building a new one. In fact, Green New Deal organizing across the country has paved the way for the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest ever federal investment in U.S. history to tackle the climate crisis and invest in a clean energy economy. This is a $369 billion investment that will create 9 million new jobs, with public investments in renewable energy, transportation, manufacturing, public lands, and more. And that's just the down payment. We shouldn't settle for anything less than transforming our society and economy for the better to save our planet. That includes transitioning to 100% clean and renewable energy, phasing down fossil fuels, revitalizing our public services like healthcare and education, and taxing billionaires and polluters to tackle the systemic inequality that got us here in the first place. 5 years in, we understand more than ever what we stand to lose. We are watching in real time the destabilizing effects of a deeply unequal and overly fossil fuel dependent global economy. We've seen natural disasters at unimaginable scales, the fracturing of our social safety nets in the face of a global pandemic, and our tax dollars pay for war after war while our healthcare and housing are increasingly out of reach here at home. We know this is all to the benefit of powerful corporations and the very wealthy few who stand to profit from squeezing the people of this country and the planet to the very brink. This moment is not just a crisis for the climate. It is turning into a crisis for our economy and our democracy. Abroad, authoritarians have used this opportunity to rise to power. And here at home, they are knocking at the gates. We know there is a better way. The time is now to create sustainable prosperity for all, not just the very few. In transitioning to a clean economy, we can create millions of jobs in construction, manufacturing, education, engineering, and beyond. And we have already started. We can tackle the environmental injustices of communities poisoned by toxic exposure and polluted air and water. We can build housing that's actually affordable for everyday Americans and raise the standards of life and labor to fight for guaranteed health care and expanded caregiving for all who need it. The powerful say it's impossible. Don't listen to them. It's not only possible, we have already started to win. With organized labor, the movement has won historic contracts for the United Auto Workers, Teamsters, and many others nationwide. Through bold climate action, climate protectors have successfully convinced President Biden to pause all new approvals for liquid natural gas export projects. And by bringing forgotten communities into the fold, we have elected Green New Deal champions into Congress, state houses, and city councils across the country, all of whom reject fossil fuel lobbyist money. I cannot thank each and every one of you enough for refusing to give up. We have no choice but to win, and it is our insistence on a better future that will make it so. That is why the next decade of the Green New Deal is not only necessary, but far more possible than ever before. The world we are fighting for is here, and we work to grow it every time we replace fear and isolation with solidarity and action, alongside our love for our fellow Americans, global economy, and the planet. We can be whatever we have the courage to see. Join us for the next chapter of the Green New Deal, and let's finish the job.